Good morning, David Coombe here with the CBS AM Debrief. It's the 8th of April, Friday, last day of the week, just prior to 8:30 AM, and looking over here at what we saw happen in the US overnight. A little bit of movement to the downside. Apparently it was a bigger move down than that initially, but it has recovered fairly quickly because there was concerns about the aftershock earthquake in Japan and subsequent tsunami alert that had a lot of investors pretty keen just to move to the sidelines, but they did come back in buying up, but not sufficient to see the index back in the green there. So we've got some red numbers there, down 17, the S&P 500 down 2 and the Nasdaq down 3. There was a bit more good results coming out of from the Nasdaq, with Seagate posting some very good numbers. The rest of the Americas, apart from Brazil, were down as well. Mexico down the most of all. Europe, much the same picture, all pretty much off, apart from Spain and Switzerland, with Stockholm one of the bigger decliners, down 0.95%. Yesterday we ended up closing just down 4.8% points rather. The Nikkei up 6.56 and the Hang Seng down just 3.25. The futures here are pointing to a similar sort of decline over the day, and we would generally expect to see a little bit of selling after some of these good runs we've had up in the last week or two. Hang Seng 8 and the Nikkei up 30. We'll move on and have a look at the commodities. We saw Brent and West Texas both moving up. West Texas touching 110.30, up $1, nearly $1.50. It's a pretty big move there. Natural gas is continuing to come off here, down another 2.15%. So yeah, we're either looking at some pretty good buying here, because we thought it was pretty good buying up around 440, but it looks like we were wrong on that. Moving on to some of the softs here, we have big movers including coffee up 2.89, lumber down 3.34, oats a big mover down 4.62, rough rice down 3.21, and on the gainers, other standouts, probably sugar up 1.20%. Now to our metals, copper at 441.65, that was a good move up there, 4.65 cents rather, and gold pushing higher again, $1,459.30, up 80 cents, and silver at 39.55, up 0.165. To our currencies, the euro is buying a little less US dollars, down up at 1.4301, pound at 1.6521, and the US dollar buying 85.0225 yen, and the Aussie buying 10464 US dollars. The US dollar buying 95.88 Canadian and 0.9166 Swiss francs. Take a look here at the economic calendar. I think, as mentioned yesterday, really not too much going on this week, and especially not too much going on here tonight. Two big important numbers are the employment numbers out of Canada. Then we've got some UK producer price index numbers deemed to be of medium significance, some Swiss unemployment, Japanese bankruptcies for March, year on year, trade balance, and US consumer credit. So probably one of the reasons why we're not seeing too much direction from the futures here today, because of this fairly limited amount of data that's going to cause any great upsets or push the markets in any particular direction. Okay, so move on now and just have a quick look at the Falcon Trader here. got a fairly busy day on, so I want to finish up fairly quickly. I've got filling in for Jonathan here this morning because he's away in giving a talk in Bathurst to the agricultural sector there. So let's take a look here at what's happening now. One of the trades that we were looking at yesterday was to take a look at what the Aussie dollar is doing here. If we bring the time scale here down to about an hour, you can actually see that there's the makings of a 5-wave Elliott wave sort of pattern here, and that perhaps we'll see a reaching this 105 level, and then we sort of see some exhaustion and then start to see this come off. Now this has actually come down from 104.70 odd this morning, a little bit earlier on this morning, to where it is now, under 104.530. In fact, it's just dropped down to 104.520 since we've been speaking. And yes, whether or not you might look at putting a stop up on this high side here, it's probably a bit of a long stop to have. Sorry, that is at 1.0452. I was saying that fourth digit there. So yeah, just to by way of some comparison there, we could have a look at the US dollar index and see where that is. And I'm not actually seeing that here on the system, so we might need to bring that up. Excuse me. Okay, so if we just bring this out here a bit, we can see that we've touched down on these levels here with the US dollar. Does seem to find support here each time it gets down towards this level, and we are a little bit away from that right here. I think I was looking at this yesterday, yes, 7, when it was down here at this point. So it has bounced up here quite nicely. If it got back down here, and similarly with the Aussie dollar, what we would perhaps do is put a limit sell order in and look to try and pick it up further up for the sell to then see it move down. So yeah, trade idea in short there is looking at an Aussie dollar short. I know that it's trading against the longer term trend there, but yeah, so be mindful of that. Just a quick follow up finally here on a couple of the gold stocks that I mentioned. One that I didn't get set on yesterday that I mentioned was Medusa, and that's really pushed nicely higher here. Let's go back to a daily, and that has well and truly broken out. That's now going to a new level. I would have thought if it can hold this level and move, it will move higher. The other one I talked about yesterday was Kingsgate Consolidated, KCM. And I got some clients in this yesterday, and it promptly fell away, but if it holds this level here, I'm still reasonably comfortable with that. So look, I'm going to wind it up there. I wish everyone a good weekend and happy trading today, and speak again soon. Bye for now.